This is caught underneath here.
The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dollyfish.
Sum it up, Dollyfish, breaking news tonight. Fingerprints on the table, mystery in sight. True crime stories lighting up the dark screen. Like, comment, subscribe, joining the team. Body's gone missing. Who's left behind? He's a dark mind predator. Justice and pride, comments rolling in like a tidal wave of doubt. Solving cases on screen, shouting names out loud. Dolly's at the scoop, yeah, Dolly takes the crown. Mystery's a fever, ain't no slowing down. YouTube on the line with secrets to unravel. True crime hunter on the digital level. Sum it up, Dollyfish, breaking news tonight. Fingerprints on the table, mystery in sight. True crime stories lighting up the dark screen. Like, comment, subscribe, joining the team. Body's gone missing. Who's left behind? He's a sharp mind predator. Justice and pride, comments rolling in like a tidal wave of doubt. Solving cases on screen, shouting names out loud. Dolly's at the scoop, yeah, Dolly takes the crown. Mystery's a fever, ain't no slowing down. YouTube on the line with secrets to unravel. True crime hunter on the digital level.
What is up, YouTube? It is Dolly back in the house again. And of course, I got the lovely PJ with me. And tonight we're talking about P. Diddy's freak off tapes and who was at them parties. Dolly got his hands on the list. I got my hands on the list, alleged list. Okay. But first, of course, make sure you leave what?
Your DNA on the like button.
The DNA on the like button. Just in case P. Diddy tries to get your butt cheeks, Dolly can save you. I'll be like, what the God? Right
Protect
to the
your cheeks.
neck.
Always
Right.
protect your cheeks.
Always keep your cheeks tight. Keep your cheeks tight. And the way you can do that is by subbing up this channel and ringing the bell for notifications when we go live. Okay, so we talking P. Diddy tonight. The people that was at his party allegedly. We're going to be talking about a CIA operative. Okay. He got busted, and you ain't going to believe what this man was doing. He was doing some terrible things. Part of the, you can't trust the government. You can't trust them, right? P. Diddy, he'll tell you firsthand you can't trust the government. Also, we're going to be talking about Maddie Soto again tonight. And her Stephen Stern's family speaking out. They're upset. They're mad, right?
They're
PJ?
mad at the docket.
They are mad. They big mad right now, right? Because
They were looking too deeply into the comments.
they were looking, you never read the comments. You never read the comments. That's where people hate on you at. That's where the keyboard warriors, they come out to play. Okay. So by now, I think most of the country knows that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, what other P's does he go by? Prisoner. Okay, prisoner. He goes by prisoner right now because he's locked up. Won't let me out with no bond. No bond. That is the worst feeling in the world, to be up in there with no bond when you got $1 billion in the bank. Okay.
Watch. He's in a turtle shell.
He's in a turtle cell on suicide. Epstein watch is what we got to call it now. He is on Epstein watch up in there. And listen, now
I call him Puff Diddler.
Puff Diddler. Okay. Definitely a diddler, and listen, we were earlier watching stuff on Justin Bieber, and it's just
horrific.
It is terrible, allegedly. Let me give my warnings before we get too far. Dolly Vision is for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, some theories mixed with a little bit of comedy. So don't take nothing here as fact. Also, the caller's opinions tonight are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on the dolly. And everyone is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. What else,
The
PJ?
internet is forever.
And
And don't be Dolly at home.
don't be Dolly at home. It's
Dangerous.
dangerous. Okay, super dangerous. You don't want to do it. Okay, unless
Messy.
you got
Your head's gonna explode.
yes, unless you got good health care. If you got good health care, you can try to be Dolly, but I don't recommend it. Okay, so like I said, Mr. Lube King, P. Diddy, Mr. Brown Sheets, whatever you want to call him this week, whatever you want to call him, he don't care. Matter of fact, he can't do nothing about it because he's locked up. He don't even know
let
what
you
people are
out.
saying. He don't even know what people are saying on the internet, so I'm sure he's not big mad. So a lot of people have been talking about who's been at these parties, and some of these people are deleting their entire their whole
With
page of
millions
social
of
media.
followers.
They're deleting pages. They're trying to get rid of some of these posts that say, hey, I was at P. Diddy's party. Hey, I was at P. Diddy's party and had a good time. Things like that are starting to disappear. A lot of these celebrities.
The internet is forever.
The internet's forever, people, even for celebrities. Just
It's
because
an archive.
you delete something don't mean it's gone. All right. The internet is forever, ever. Forever, ever. Right? So these people are, and some of the people is just mind blowing. Like one of them that threw me off was Pink. Right? I was like, Pink?
Yeah.
Right?
She's one of the ones that deleted her whole page.
Deleted her page, and then you had like Megan Fox.
I knew
right?
Megan Fox.
And these are the women. Okay. So oh my
I was
God.
kind of surprised by Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre, and we're going to go through a list of people a little bit, and these are alleged names of people that were at the P. Diddy party.
Some of them,
and there's probably a bunch more, but one that I found odd too was Russell Simmons. Right, good old Russell Simmons. I was like, oh no way, Russell Simmons been partying at P. Diddy's parties. That's alleged now.
I would have guessed that one.
This is Diddy Lube. Diddy Lube. Too funny, right? I don't know if Bill Cosby was there. He was too busy putting women to sleep. Okay, he had his own drugs and his own parties.
Like he taught Diddy how.
Yeah, he's
his grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa Cosby probably what it would be. Like he's a mixture of Weinstein, Epstein, and Cosby. All three combined into one, you get Puff Weirdo. Okay,
something like that. Yeah.
So we had, let's see, Eve.
Yeah.
Eve allegedly at these parties. Aaron Hill. I don't know who Aaron Hill is. If somebody knows who Aaron Hill is out here, I have no clue to who Aaron Hill is, but allegedly he likes to go to these freak offs. Okay.
Is it Aaron Hall?
Aaron Hall. It is Aaron Hall. Aaron Hall, not Hill. My bad. Aaron Hall.
I'm over here squinting. I can't see.
All right. Another person, another woman at the parties.
Thank you, Ron.
And I know everybody out here knows this woman. Beyonce. Right? Oh my God, Beyonce. What are you doing? J-Lo. Okay. Another one, is a former prison guard. And that is Rick Ross. Right? I was like, Rick Ross been to the freak offs? Right? And I was like, damn, Rick, what you doing? So Steve J. I'm not really familiar with Steve J. Do you know who Steve J is? I don't know. Some of these people I don't know. Now, this one is a huge name in entertainment. And I'm pretty shocked on this one because this I know was a married man.
And he deleted his entire Twitter account.
Did he also delete it? Okay. And we're just going to give you a hint. It ain't Snoop Dogg, but it's his homeboy. Dr. Dre, right? Maybe they needed a doctor.
No, I thought you were going to the next one.
Oh no. Oh no.
Sorry.
So Dr. Dre didn't delete his stuff.
Dr. Dre didn't delete his stuff.
Okay, but listen, maybe they needed a doctor to administer all that lube and
Lord.
them toys and the drugs that they were giving women. Maybe that's why they called the doctor. Okay, Dre, we need you, Dre. Come on over. Somebody has to change these doo-doo sheets, right? Somebody has to change these brown ass sheets. Okay, and now this is the person you said deleted their Twitter stuff. And we know this man has been around P. Diddy since he was a kid.
Because Diddy had custody of him.
He had custody of him, and that is Usher. Okay, Usher, listen, a lot of people are scared right now. And I told you guys that these celebrities were going to start acting strange. It's the same thing that happened during the Epstein time. You know, everybody got quiet, started acting like they didn't know people. They never been on a plane. I ain't never been to his. I don't even fly. Right? We heard it. We heard it all. But the only difference was this is in the music world, and that was more in the political world, right? They still had some celebrities, but most of it was former presidents and stuff like that, right? And you see what happened to him. He slipped on a banana peel and ain't with us no more, allegedly. Or he could be on another island somewhere and be perfectly healthy, and we all think he's dead, right? Another person, and this person probably is going to get his ass locked up, because I heard this man allegedly was messing with Justin Bieber too when he was a kid, and that is Meek Mills. Okay, and he was a VIP at these parties, right? That, you know, when you and P. Diddy, you his left-hand man, you may end up in prison, because if he's into this dirty shit, most likely Meek Mills is into some of this dirty stuff too. Now, this dude's almost a damn icon in music, this next person. Yeah. And we know he was hanging out with P. Diddy for sure. And that is Drake. Okay. So some of you guys that are in that type of music, you're thinking, damn, Drake, what you doing, man? What you doing?
Are all of these people willing participants of the parties, or just visitors of the party?
If you're visiting and these things are going on, it's like watching a crime happen, and you don't
they're
report
both bad.
It's just bad. It's bad all the way around, because we know now what's been happening at these parties. We know P. Diddy said you need alcohols, you need the women, and you need locks on the doors so the women so they can't leave, right?
He's disgusting.
He said it out of his own damn mouth. I can't even make that. That ain't even alleged. We watched him last night say it, right? Yeah. So we know he says that stuff. Now it ain't just entertainers. I mean, some of these people are like basketball players, LeBron James, okay, hanging out at these freak offs, right? Getting his dribble on, double-handed dribbling. I don't know, double dribble. It's a double dribble. Brown stains everywhere, right? Can you imagine what the walls look like? Oh my God, I'm sure there was plenty of blowouts. They should have called Blowout Fest, right? Good Lord, leaky booty holes everywhere, right? This person, I actually like this person. I was kind of surprised that this person was there. This one, the game, okay? Like, what game was he playing when he was there? Okay, because it started off with music and then it turned freaky. And we heard how many toys, adult toys, were at these parties. And he had 1,000 cases of lube. He had people bringing in sheets, linens, right? Because when they dirtied up the linens, they would change the beds so they could keep these freak offs going for days and days, right? So
to where they needed an IV at the end.
Okay, and of course we know this one, and what they did to this boy completely probably destroyed his life. I've watched him cry on TV. He don't really openly say it, but he skirts around it, right?
You can tell he's broken.
Yeah, you can tell he's broken. And that is the one and only Justin Bieber. We watched this kid grow up in the entertainment world. And basically, we were watching him be abused most of his life. You know, he put on this smile and this happy face and this happy kid. But really inside, he was tore apart. He's even said he hopes this never happens to anybody, that he wouldn't wish this on his worst enemy. Okay, what they were doing to him. And then, of course, Diddy said, because Justin Bieber, I thought, was signed to Diddy, but he wasn't. He was signed to Usher.
And then Usher was like Jen Soto handed him
him over to P. Diddy on a silver platter, which is like, oh my God, Usher, your ass needs to be in jail. Just because he did those things to you, you perpetuated it. You could have been the one to break the chain, right? But it don't sound like you were the one, allegedly, to break the chain. It sounds like you were the one that was a Maxwell Gaslin. Is that how you say her name?
I don't know how to say her name.
You were the one helping him get these children. And that is just as bad. That is just like Maddie Soto handing over, Jen Soto handing over Maddie to Stephen Stearns. It's disgusting, right? It's absolutely horrible. Now, this person, I don't know, but, he's made this alleged list. Little Rod, okay, I have no clue.
Sounds like he belongs there.
Yeah, he sounds like a rapper. Little, there's a little flip, little kick, little
I was
pump,
talking
little.
about the Rod.
You know what I'm saying? Little
You
Rod.
didn't catch my joke.
Okay, but Little Rod might have been taking a Big Rod while he was there.
That was my
Okay,
joke.
Little Rod was hanging
We
out
need
with
to
the
practice
Big Rod.
these before.
Okay, you can't make this stuff up, people. Okay, so I don't know too much about Little Rod, but he made it to the Big Rod party. Okay, that's all I know. He was hanging out with the wrong damn people. Okay, hanging out with the wrong damn people. What about this one? Cuban Gooden Jr. Who would have thought that one? You know, I've watched a lot of his movies, late night watching him in movies. I didn't think he was a super freak like that. Allegedly. You know, guys, let's make sure this is all allegedly. You know, there's a lot of people being accused right now, and we just going over some of them. And of course, you know, a lot of these women, I think, helped bring in other women.
Missy said Little Rod is the one who exposed him.
Little Rod is? Well, he was there. You know, that may be why he exposed him, right? Maybe Little Rod is the one that said, hey, you know, they tried to give me the Big Rod. I'm telling, right? He's you know, take the wheel. Take the wheel, right? So if Little Rod is the one that tried to expose him, good for Little Rod. Somebody needed to tell the truth, right? Cuban Gooden Jr. And like I said, some of these women, I think like Pink and this person, J-Lo, right? Everybody's been saying J-Lo is, you know, she's going down along with Jay-Z, Beyonce. So a lot of these women were maybe allegedly acquiring other women and getting them to come. And then once they got there, the alcohols came out, the locks got locked. And next thing you know, women are being abused, sexually assaulted, passed around. And like I've said in the last few videos, we heard a lot about lube. We heard a lot about toys, but what we didn't hear about is a lot about condoms and, you know, practicing safe sex and these women being passed around through all these entertainers and Hollywood people just back and forth for days. Okay. Young Miami. Okay. I'm not too familiar with Young Miami. Daphne Joy. Okay. So some of these people I don't really know.
I don't know who that is either.
Yeah, like there's, you know, I follow entertainment to a certain level. And then if you're a really big star, of course, I know who you are. But if you're like an up and comer, some of these people, I don't quite know. Right. So some of them flew a little bit under my radar. But this guy right here is the Bishop TD Jakes. Now, what the hell is a bishop?
A bishop doing at that party.
What is a bishop doing at a, well, you know, you had Bishop Don Magic Wand used to hang out with Snoop Dogg all the time.
Yeah.
So some of these bishops do hang out with rappers. You know, some rappers go to church, fake it, you know, they're faking it on Sundays, and then they're going to the freak off on Saturdays, right? Can you imagine showing up from the freak off on Saturday and showing up to church on Sunday smelling like butthole? I mean,
what if you go there and see your preacher there?
What if you show up at a freak fest and your damn preacher is at the bishop's feet? Like, is that the damn bishop over there? Right? Like, that makes you lose a little bit of faith in little baby Jesus right there. That's not good. I think you're going to have to explain that bishop to the little baby Jesus when you get there why you was invited to a freak off. Okay. This person, I'm sure everybody knows, Chris Brown.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm not surprised on that.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised on that one either. He looks like he would be in the mix with some of that stuff right there.
And Big Bird said they go for their own credibility and good look. Like it's a
yeah, I think, you know, some people may not know what's going down until they get there.
And then they get there
but
and like,
he
oh my
had been
God.
rumoring his parties were like freak fest for long times. Like you get the alcohol, you get the women, you know, you get the little boys apparently. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, right? Like, listen, if it was just him banging a bunch of random women, I wouldn't have such a, you know, a big problem with what, you know, I guess it's still wrong, right? But when you start throwing in he was sleeping with kids and boys,
dragging them first without their consent,
and drugging them. Like, listen, when you a star like that, if you can't get no booty without drugging a woman, you got some serious problems, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would think there's a lot of women that would date P. Diddy, you know, and not have to have to drug them to have relationships with them, right? I don't understand that part of it. Like, usually these celebrities have women throwing themselves at them, And
Did you see how he was treating that one lady?
Yeah, it was
I'm
terrible.
pretty sure after one night of that, you're
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Out the way. Like I wouldn't be back.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, I'm sure he lost that whole women throwing themselves.
Slow down, Dolly. Okay. Well, the list. That's just about the ones I want to. Is there anybody you want to tap in on that was also on the list?
I watched a little clip on Twitter from where Diddy was doing some type of interview, and someone asked him who was his favorite guest that attended one of his parties, and he said Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I was like, I'm pretty sure he'd rather be on the Titanic right
we
now.
said that at the same time. This ain't the Titanic, okay? Like
I'm pretty sure he'd rather be in the water at the point now.
Yeah, right now. So a lot of these people are scared, and like I said, they're deleting things. They're trying to separate themselves from P. Diddy. And do you blame them? No. Right? And now some of these people actually really took part. Now, we don't know which ones actually took part and which ones were just there.
The stuff on Twitter getting leaked right now is horrific. I'm pretty certain I heard him and Meek Mill's.
It almost makes them all sound like the big P word, and they're super freaks that don't care what your what sex you are. Which I ain't got nothing wrong with homosexuality, but when you're doing that to kids,
it's not okay.
That's not okay. Now, if you damn Meek Mills and P. Diddy and y'all want to go lip lock, I ain't got no problem with that. Y'all, do it in private. I don't want to watch you do it, right? But go do whatever you do. That's on you. But once you start adding kids into the equation and you adding these drugs into the equation and you're forcing people to do it, that's when your ass goes to prison with no bond.
Well, Jenny, said the parties would start on Sundays and go for a few days, according to Gene Deal. After church freak-offs, shaking my head like,
church on Sunday and the rest of the week we freaking. Okay.
Oh my God!
I thought you only do freaking on the weekends. That's what I always heard, but apparently, they like to freak during the week.
I'm not that big of a freak.
It's too much for me. Maybe back when I was a young buck, right? I could have, maybe went to. No, I couldn't. I couldn't have did all that. I'd have stayed away. Stay away from P. Diddy's parties. Okay. Anything that has to do with this dude right now is pretty toxic.
I think what Big Bird was saying though, it's that like people would go there to get clout. Is that what I understood? Like that people would.
Yeah, because just think if you're an up and coming celebrity and now there's pictures of you hanging with P. Diddy, it adds.
That makes sense.
It adds to it. So I ain't saying that all these people took part in the actual bumping and grinding. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of bump and grind, right? I ain't saying that, right? I'm just saying that allegedly these people were showing up at the party. And the list, that's just a little tiny part of the list, right? And that includes some huge ass celebrities, Jay-Z, Beyonce, stuff like that. And like you said, Leonardo DiCaprio, and you got the damn bishop over there praying that everybody's butt cheeks are going to be okay. I don't know what he was doing there. I don't know. We're going to have to ask baby Jesus, right? We're going to have to ask baby Jesus. Why was the bishop at these damn freak offs? So at this point, P. Diddy, if he knows anything on people, he's going to tell. He don't want to spend the rest of his life in prison.
No.
Right? So I'm going to open the phone lines for a few minutes before we get to the next story, so you guys can tap in on this list that we went over. Everybody from Pink to J-Lo to, I'm surprised by all the women, but you need women to acquire other women. You know what I'm saying? Come on, girls, let's go to this party. And they get their little group together. And next thing you know, they getting roofied in their drink and they're laid out. And next thing you know, they got Meek Mills, P. Diddy, everybody taking advantage of them. Not only that, the tapes. Right? A lot of this was recorded, right? These freak offs were recorded. So P. Diddy, he had this stuff to blackmail people. The same thing
Epstein did.
The same thing Epstein did, right? Identical, right? It almost mirrors it, but he had a little bit of Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, and Epstein and with parties and drugs and alcohol. So he did it all. He's worse than all of them, basically. You know what I'm saying? He was sleeping with kids, allegedly, and doing all these things, drugging women, beating women.
The way he talks with Bieber and the one little clip.
My God.
It's just disgusting. Now that we know what we know, he's like talking to Bieber and he's like, we're going to have the best 48 hours. What are we going to do? Get crazy. And
we can't discuss what we're doing and where we're going, but just know we're going to be getting wild and shit. I'm like, dude, that is a 15-year-old kid you got your arm around talking about you adopted him for 48
It's
hours.
disgusting.
It is horrific. Disgusting ain't even the word. It's enough to make your damn stomach turn at this point, right? And then to see the outcome of Bieber, you know, him discuss, like I said, he skirts around it, but I've watched this boy bawl out crying, talking about he hopes this don't never have anybody else. So basically, he was like, you know, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, they were small kids getting, you know, allegedly Charlie Sheen, you know what I'm saying, was doing things to Corey Haim and allegedly, you know what I'm saying, disgusting. Tiger blood, right? That damn tiger blood make you weird. Apparently P. Diddy got some of that tiger blood in him. So let's open up the phone lines. I want to hear from you beautiful people tonight. Let me share this so y'all can hear the phone calls real quick. What y'all think about this list that we went over tonight? And like I said, this list is alleged. There's no, don't take anything you hear here as fact. Do your own research, people. But these are the people that a lot of people are calling out on the internet. Now the phone lines are open. The call-in numbers on the 794. Dolly, PJ.
Hey, Dalai Lama.
Hey.
I mean, Dolly and Llama.
And llama.
I'm not the llama. I don't spit.
Okay.
That's why you didn't get invited to P. Diddy's party. Okay, that's why you didn't get invited.
Oh God.
This is Rose from Virginia.
Yes, we know.
Hey, Rose.
I got jokes.
Okay.
You just missed my big joke.
Yes.
What?
Oh Lord.
Oh, never mind, Rose. It was over your head. She said she's not the llama. She don't spit. And I said, well, that's why you didn't get invited to P. Diddy's party.
Oh, that's cruel. Later. No. Listen, you know, Dolly, I've always had a problem whistling. But this song keeps going through my mind, and I'm going to try to whistle it for you. Is either you or the llama there, the beautiful princess, can any of you whistle? I'm going to try to whistle this little thing and see if you can mimic it.
Yeah,
and then,
I'm not doing that. Do I look like a damn parakeet to you, Rose? Does my name Dolly fucking parakeet? No.
There's a point. There's an actual point to my story.
Okay. Let's get to your point, Rose. Okay.
There's a lot of people shaking in their boots right now. Because P. Diddy's probably gonna get out.
That man ain't getting out, Rose. He got no bond. There's no chance in hell.
No way.
He's under federal indictment.
But you're missing my point. There's people shaking in their boots that do not want to be named.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Like the hot and girl. People, she might have been there.
Those people might be like trying to help pull some strings. I mean, right now, the diddler is sleeping on a 1.5 inch mattress with maggots and rats and just no pillow. I mean, the dude is on suicide watch, right?
I mean, I think he's living a little bit better than that. He's still P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So
that's not fair. That is not fair.
He's in federal
to all
custody.
The other criminals.
It's not fair, but it's live.
Yeah, they treat celebrities a little bit better than they treat regular people in jail.
Well, that's sickening. So let's move on. You know, I think there's people. This is a lot Epstein.
Yeah.
You know, and he's either going to get out somehow, or he's going to hang himself because nobody wants him to start whistling.
Yeah, know? I don't think. I don't know if that's going to happen, but listen, nobody thought that was going to happen to Epstein either. And you see what happened to him. When you're facing life in prison and you don't feel like there's a chance in hell and you're getting out of it, people tend to, get sad and depressed and do want to hurt themselves. Now, I don't wish that on anybody, but if you do the crime, you got to do the time. If you was a man enough to lube all them other dudes up, be a man enough to do your time. You see what I'm saying, Rose?
I understand all that. My next question is, how much sex can a person have. I mean,
that's what I was thinking. It was like overdoing it. Like, does he have a sex problem? Like,
well, listen, little story, real quick. I know I only got 5 minutes. I used to rent a room in a big, beautiful house that had, the owners were wealthy. They rented all the rooms out to people. And one night I went to my favorite little thing across the street, little steakhouse bar place. This was years ago. And one of my roommates was sitting there, a man. And we got to talking and asking, you know, who are you? And because it was new. And he's like, well, you know, I'm divorced. My wife left me. I'm a sex addict. And he was like talking like really sad.
Oh, he was trying to get up with you. He's telling you he's a sex addict. That might be like, hey, you want to go back to the house?
That's not what happened.
Oh.
He told me his wife actually left him. He said, you know, I don't know. I can't stop. It just, you know, and I was.
It be calling me.
I was graceful, you know, how I can try to be. And then, you know, we got home and he's like, you look tense. You want a massage? I said, no, I got to go.
Yeah,
you know?
he was trying to get those cheeks like P. Diddy there, Rose. Okay, look, we're out of time.
I went to my room. I locked my door and put furniture in front of it. You know?
I don't blame you.
I would have ran.
There is such a thing, I think, as sex addiction.
Yes, there is. There's people that have these addictions and that's all they want to do and that's all they think of. But Rose, we're out of time. We appreciate you calling in.
I know you do.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
Later, Hosen.
All right. So Rose done bumped into a sex addict at the club, right? That was living in the same house as her. Now that there is such a thing, I've heard, you know, men, I ain't so much heard about it with women, but I've heard men being sex addicts. Like
they have like an AA for it.
Yeah. Like especially married men that can't stop cheating.
Yeah.
Like they try, but they keep doing it and they keep doing it and they keep doing it. And it's because they're sexual addicts.
Yeah.
Dolly. Yeah. What's up, Doug?
Hey, P. Daddy gonna get along real well in prison, won't he?
I don't know. I mean, I've never been to prison. I'm a good guy.
Well,
you know,
he already doesn't know the facts.
Yeah, he's had his nose in some pretty brown places. You know, allegedly. I seen him the other night with a wig on. Now it's all starting to make sense. You know what I'm saying? It's all starting to make sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's like how the story unfolds. You know what I'm saying? How the story unfolds.
Look, money ain't everything, baby. Money gets you in trouble too.
Yeah. Did you ever go to any of these parties, Doug?
No. I don't get down like that.
I didn't see you on the list. So I was, you know, just checking. I was double checking, you know, because I didn't see you on the list.
No, I'm too big. They wouldn't let me come to them parties.
I don't know if they have them in Tennessee. You know, maybe they do.
Yeah. I'd bounce them right out of the stage. They'd be afraid of me.
Yeah, I mean, I was just shocked to see so many, you know, high name celebrities that were taking part in these types of things. And, you know, they were called freak offs. So if you know you're going to a freak off, what do you expect that you're going to?
Yeah, but every one of them that's on the name should be boycotted.
Well, it depends what they did. You know, just because you showed up don't mean that you participated or you knew what was going on. Like, you know, if it was an upcoming celebrity and somebody came to you and said, look, everybody, the who's who of celebrities are going to be at this party. Jay-Z, P. Diddy, Beyonce, and all these people, and you can get some pictures and it'll elevate your career. I think I would show up. And then when I got there and seen the freaky shit, I'd probably leave. So we can't say that everybody on that list was a horrible person. We just know that allegedly these people on the list showed up at these types of parties.
Yeah, and Clinton didn't inhale neither.
He didn't inhale. Yeah, I mean, you know, and you look at that whole thing about the flight logs. P. Diddy kept a list and he videotaped all of it. And there's rumors that he sold some of these tapes, even the one maybe allegedly with Justin Bieber, to high ups in Hollywood for millions of dollars.
Well, you know they all make that money on it. They all do. If you look, he's probably part of Epstein's trial.
Yeah, I mean,
he's probably somewhere in there too.
It's something about when these people get super rich, they start to get super freaky and start trying weird things. And I don't know what it is. Maybe they join a cult, and I don't know. I truly don't. I don't think if you gave me $1 billion, it wouldn't make me into kids, and you seeing these people into kids. Now, when I see stuff like this, I wonder if that happened to P. Diddy when he was a kid. Was he assaulted when he was a kid, which he perpetuated that.
It's learned somewhere.
That's what I was thinking. Learn behavior. Yeah. And maybe these types of things happened to him. So he started doing it to other people. Sometimes the abused becomes the abuser.
But it's a choice. That's what it is.
Definitely, because he could have any woman he basically wanted. Right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying every woman, but a lot of women would have got with him.
Right. But
Clyde Davis,
like when you're born.
Diddy.
You're born a man or a woman. If you're gay, it's a choice.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're either born a man or a woman.
I agree.
And if you're gay or lesbian, it's a choice.
Yeah. It's a preference.
That's it.
Yeah.
But man, you would never thought Pete Diddy was like that, though.
No, I thought that for a long time. I've been thinking that for the last 20 years that he was bisexual.
Well, it all comes out. I guess him and Michael Jackson might have got along good too.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think different times, different people, and I still think MJ was innocent. I was a huge Michael Jackson fan as a kid. I mean, that's scary because as a kid, Michael Jackson was my favorite singer of all time. I had the damn Thriller jacket, the Beat It jacket, the damn glove, everything. I loved Michael Jackson as a kid. I thought Thriller was like the greatest shit ever to me. Now, would I let Michael Jackson touch my cheeks? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? I was taught at a young age, if somebody tries to do something to you, come tell my mom. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody put their hands on you, touch you. You got to tell your kids and ensure them that, hey, don't let nobody do this to you.
That's why I'm still around. Nobody bothered my children.
Yeah. And like, thank God that, nobody ever really even tried to do anything like that to me. Like even
I didn't realize it was that common of a thing.
It is. Kids get the big M word all the time. So, I mean, I was just great. I can't never think back to anybody even attempting it, or saying anything out the way. No, I remember one time, listen, this is true. This is a true story. I was at a gas station when I was probably about 16, hanging out with some friends. And this old man pulled up to me and said, "Do you know where a gay bar is?" And I'm a 16-year-old kid, right? And I was like, hell no, man, I don't know where a gay bar is. He's like, you want to hang out with me? And I was like, F no, right? And then I kind of backed up to where my friends were at, and he just pulled off. But this dude pulled up to me in a truck, and that's what he said to me. And I was like, oh, hell no. But, and I was a kid. So this was a creeper, you know what I'm saying? So they're out there. Yeah. I know that.
They are out there. So just like I found out the two boys up the street from me, their sons hung themselves, and come to find out their daddy had molested them.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, there was a dude that had lived next to me, and he had a daughter, and he eventually got arrested, and he had been messing with his daughter. So, I mean, yeah, these monsters and creepo people are out there for sure.
And it's learned from somewhere. You just don't start doing it. It's had to happen to you.
Yeah, I think, maybe so, because P. Diddy carried himself a little weird. So maybe something like that did. But Doug, we're out of time. I appreciate you calling in.
All right, peace.
All right, peace. So, yeah, I mean, there's creepy weirdos out there that, prey on children all the time.
That's what Jenny said. Gene Deal said there was something Diddy was exposed to in the past, but wouldn't give details. Diddy and his mom had a strange relationship. They would kiss on the lips.
Dolly, PJ.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Rita from Dexter.
Hey, Rita.
Oh, man. I've been watching that Diddy stuff all day, man. They were live a while ago. I don't know if they're still live, but the cops were live.
Uh-huh.
And it was either the commissioner or somebody was out there talking. They have over 200 celebrities on tape doing this stuff with him.
Yeah, I
And
mean, we just went over a handful of them, you know, and yeah, there's a lot of people involved.
Well, they did. One name is coming up that's very disturbing, and Barack Obama, and that's coming up, and Oprah's coming up. You wouldn't believe it. And they said, "Who all's getting charged?" And the guy looked at him.
I even heard Carmella.
We're not taking nothing off the table.
Yeah.
I heard I heard
Well,
Carmella was hanging out with P. Diddy. I don't know if that's true. That's all alleged.
With Montel Williams.
I heard that too.
Montel, you wouldn't believe it. The list is ridiculous.
It's when they get all this money, they get weird.
They get bored.
Well, I know this. They're about to go down, and they done said that cop sat there today and said, "We're not taking nothing off the table." He did not act alone. He had help. That's what they said in their press conference. And that if you want to go,
yeah, RICO is organized crime.
So you're not acting alone.
Yeah, you're not acting alone. There's other people involved. So, and for them to get the RICO charge, they had to arrest other people too that are involved in the RICO.
Yeah. Right. So who was that?
I don't know.
They're getting ready to make their arrest.
Yeah.
Look for them within the next few weeks.
Yeah, I think more people, I've been saying that more people are going to get arrested, especially his closest people, like his bodyguards and anybody or planners.
One of them guys ran off, took the country, fled the country.
Yeah, people that like
one of those.
Like if he had a planner, that planner that was planning these parties and putting these events together, that would be somebody that's tied up. Yeah, you're in trouble. So, and right now we don't know really. It's all these names are alleged, but it don't look good for you if you're one of these celebrities, for sure.
Oh no. And then going and deleting their post. Guys, they were there before. They can get their hands on that. Yeah, that's like they can just shut down your phone. They can find it.
Yeah, people think they can just delete stuff and it magically goes away. No, people don't forget.
That doesn't happen.
Right? Usher posted since his delete and said he was hacked and y'all fell for it. Ha.
Who did?
Usher Raymond.
Oh, well, I don't know if Usher was hacked or what, but I know this. Usher handed over Bieber like a well-cooked steak.
I don't believe he was hacked. I think he.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you a secret about that. When Bieber got big, JT wanted him, Justin Timberlake, and him and Usher were fighting for him. And Justin don't have nothing to do with any of this mess. But JT wanted him, and then then they set him up with Usher. P. Diddy did that.
Well, I know
a lot of people didn't know that JT wanted to work with him, and they didn't let JT do it.
I mean, it's okay to work with somebody, but if you're having sexual relations with a kid, that's when it's wrong, you know?
That's what it was about. They wanted him for that.
Yeah.
And they wanted to sign him to their record label, and JT wanted to put him on his label, and they wouldn't let JT do it.
Yeah,
that's a true story. I remember that.
I've always wanted in believers, what happens in the dark always comes to light. And if you're doing these terrible things and you're hurting women and you're hurting kids, it's going to eventually catch up with you.
Little Rod's lawsuit right now is at $31 million. And what Cuba Gooding Jr. is the one that assaulted him and P. Diddy. And he was at these parties and freak-offs, and he's got camera. And there's camera of the son assaulting a girl as well. Diddy's boy.
Yeah.
And the indictment, I don't know if you've read the indictment.
We got to say allegedly because these are all huge celebrities that could sue.
Allegedly,
yeah. It's all alleged. We don't know for a fact. This is just what's been out on the internet.
Yeah, that's what's allegedly, and that's what's in the indictment that they showed on Law and Crime Network. So
yeah, they're starting to name people, and more names are going to come out, and I think it's going to be some. Some people are going to try to hush this up as much as they can.
They're on camera; they can't hush it no more. That's what the guy said tonight. The camera don't
look
lie.
At the Epstein stuff. Look at it. The flight logs. Did them flight logs they never came out?
They didn't have video. They didn't have video of Epstein. They had flight logs and people testifying against him.
I mean,
they have video of this.
Yeah, I mean, you got videos at the airport, but they did all that stuff magically disappeared. And when you're dealing with rich, powerful people, they have a way of shit disappear.
Oh yeah, Diddy's been making things disappear for years.
Yeah. All right, Rita. Look, we're out of time. You be good. You stay safe.
All righty.
All right. Peace.
All right. Bye, hon.
Yeah, not good for any celebrity that is named with P. Diddy right now. And especially if you're out there deleting things, it makes you look guilty.
Yeah.
You know, like, what do you got to hide? Right?
Usher deleted 7,000 tweets and then tried to say, haha, got you. I'm not buying it.
Not PJ.
Hey, Dolly and PJ.
Hey.
I'm Margot from Florida, and I didn't hear any of the Kardashians on your list, but I saw a clip from Keeping Up with the Kardashians where Khloe was bragging about this Hollywood party she went to. And she's like, oh, you would have loved it. Everyone was naked, and it was a Diddy party, and she was talking about how, oh, and our friends Quincy Brown was there, and Justin Bieber, and they're like, oh my God. And then since then, allegedly, the Kardashians and Corey Gamble have all been there, but I don't think that would surprise anyone.
Yeah, I mean, being at a party is one thing, but taking part in illegal activities, that's where, you draw the line, because there's a lot of celebrity parties.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So is it wrong to go to a party? Now, I've been to plenty of parties in my life. But when you see something illegal happening and then you take part in that, that is when you got to worry about the feds kicking in your door.
Yeah, no, and she went with French Montana, so it was a Diddy party she was talking about, but she was talking about it on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Like, there's footage of it, and she was talking about how everyone was naked and stuff.
Yeah, well, the people now, they act like they don't know Diddy, like they never listen to rap music a day in their life. They're like, who, Diddy? Who the hell is that, right? Nobody know that guy right now.
Yeah, nobody knows him.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, the indictments are going to come down on people, and it sounds like, it was a haven for spreading diseases. And that's even worse, that, one of these women that was abused, they don't end up with something they can't get rid of.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are lifelong, and it's just not fair.
Yeah. And whoever, helped put these parties together and facilitated these women that were abused, you're going to prison. I mean, as simple as that. If you took part with P. Diddy, you're probably going to prison too. Like, if you P. Diddy famous and they took him out, and the rest of these lists, they're not even as famous as P. Diddy, so they'll come for them. Maybe not Jay-Z and Beyonce. They so rich, it's almost crazy.
So was Diddy though?
Yeah, Diddy was pretty rich, but he ain't Jay-Z, Beyonce rich.
Yeah, because they're combined.
Yeah, Beyonce super
I want to know
rich.
who he pissed off.
Yeah, he's upset somebody along the way.
I think they'll bust some of the bigger ones just to make examples out of them, but they're not going to go. They're going to go down. They're not going to go up the ladder.
Yeah,
they're not going to go for the big dogs. They're going to go down.
They're going to knock off some of these littler people underneath P. Diddy was the top. You know what I'm saying? To them. But
to them, yeah,
they're going to go for like your Meek Mills and your other people in that list that were there. And rightfully so. If you were taking part in it and you was knowing that he was, or you went in there and slept with a woman that was unconscious and couldn't consent, your ass needs to be in prison.
If you went to one Diddy party and then you went back, you're guilty.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I agree.
Yeah, if you knew what was happening and you didn't leave or report it, it's like if you see something, say something. If you watch a crime being committed and you don't do nothing about it, you might as well commit it to crime. Because you're just
a lot of people are scared, though. I mean, look at how he went after, especially Cassie. I mean, I truly believe she did that lawsuit to save her life, so that people would, because that was her only way out.
But when you
put it out there,
when you tell on powerful people, the government will protect you. You know what I'm saying? They'll put you on witness protection, things like that. So, I mean, that may not be what people want to do, but
maybe she took a settlement.
If you do that, if you do go and say something, think about all the people you stop from being abused.
Yeah, I think she started that. She's the reason this is.
She started there was actually a chef that sued him before, and she won. But it wasn't publicized.
Yeah.
Cassie was the first one to really get the ball rolling and put it out there.
I believe he settled out of court a couple different times on things, hush it up.
It just wasn't out there.
Yeah, just pay you and make you be quiet. All right, well, look, we appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for calling.
All right, you be good.
You too.
Yeah, P. Diddy, not a good dude, And like I think people were giving him the benefit of the doubt until that video released. That video did him in. Dolly.
Hello, Dolly and PJ. This is the South.
It's who? Say it one more time.
This is Missy from the South.
Missy from the South. Hey, Missy.
That's right. Hi. I just wanted to say that, you know, P. Diddy did all these horrible, horrific things, and there are people that took part in it. There are many that are victims. But let's not forget the ones that allegedly, he is the reason for their death, like Biggie Smalls, Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Aaliyah was pictured
They're
with him too.
They're saying that he had something to do with Tupac. So it's my understanding that if you wanted to leave him, you either didn't leave him or you really left him.
Yeah, he did look like when that girl tried to leave, he was mad. Like he maybe has that like my buddy used to have a dog, right? And when you come in the house, the dog was good as shit with you, but when you would try to leave, the dog would try to attack you.
What?
Yeah, it wouldn't bite you when you came in the house, but if you tried to leave the house, the dog would try to attack you. Like it had this separation anxiety or something. You know what I'm saying? It didn't want people to leave. You're good being here, but if you try to leave, I'm going to bite the shit out of you. It was like P. Diddy.
I was watching some clip and they were talking about Biggie Smalls and said that he wanted to leave him, but that he died when he was 24.
I heard the same thing, that Biggie at some point wanted to get away from Puffy.
Yeah, and he's been collecting on him for 25 years now, so he's been collecting on him longer than he was even alive. I don't know. It's sad.
I mean, he built his empire off of Biggie Smalls. What would Puffy be without Biggie Smalls?
Nothing.
I would think nothing.
Right. Well,
and you know, just like when Tupac and Biggie died, they didn't own nothing. Yeah. They didn't have no assets. Everything was in record labels' names. The parents didn't get shit. You know, and they sold millions and millions of dollars in albums, but everything was either in Death Row's name, Bad Boy's name, and they didn't have nothing, and that was terrible.
Very.
So he was just exploiting a lot of these records label. That's all they do is exploit their artists.
I know it's horrible, and I think back, like we're talking about Justin Bieber and Usher. Well, you know, Usher started out as a victim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Usher is the one
could have broke the cycle, though.
So I blame Usher for him being able to do what he did to Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just the kids we know about.
Yeah.
What about the kids that weren't famous?
Exactly.
You know, if he was doing this to famous kids, you don't think he was doing it to other kids too?
Absolutely. I mean, there's something out now. When they raided his house, the neighbor came by and he said, when my ball went over in the yard, I wouldn't go get it. No way.
I don't blame them. Smart kids.
Right.
So,
okay.
That's
how I just wanted to mention the ones that are gone.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call.
You be good.
All right, you too. Bye.
All right. Peace.
These cold cases says I can't get through. Just wanted to let you know that Diddy is in medical standby for withdrawal.
Well, think about that. You think about all the drugs that you know he was doing. I heard that he was on suicide watch. And coming off of drugs and alcohol can kill you. You can die.
I know.
You can die from H. You can also die from coming off alcohol if you're a severe alcoholic. And you got to remember, he probably was drinking every day. Every day of his life was just a big party. He didn't have to worry about anything, so he was probably drinking constantly. And, you can go through DTs and, it's probably pretty bad. He's probably pretty bad off in there. And, and like I've seen people more gangster than P. Diddy sit in there and cry like a baby.
I bet.
You know what I'm saying? Like just cry and cry and cry. And, watching people kick drugs and alcohol is like, it's horrible to watch. If you ever seen anybody trying to come off of H or a severe alcoholic that can't drink, like them are the ones where they got to help you, because most drugs you can kick, right? It won't take your life, but them drugs will take your life. You can literally die from going cold turkey.
Yeah.
You have to wean people off of this. And if he has those type of addictions, one thing they're not going to give him in jail is alcohol. right?
Yeah.
But they will give him medicines to help him come down off the withdrawals from alcohol, right? Because they ain't gonna let you lay in there and die. So because then they got the chance of they getting sued.
Oh yeah.
So they're gonna try their best to keep you alive and keep, they have nurses and doctors right in the jail. So they'll bring a doctor right to your cell. So especially if you're P. Diddy, you're famous, a celebrity, they ain't gonna let nothing happen to you.
That's why we were saying I don't think he's on a 1-inch mattress.
Yeah, he's not on a 1-inch mattress. He probably has a TV in his cell.
Yeah.
The deputies are going by talking to him because he's a celebrity.
Exactly.
Dolly.
Dolly, what's up, Dolly? It's Maserati Matt. What's going on?
What's up, Maserati Matt? Not a whole lot. We just
how you doing?
Diddy stuff. I'm doing all right.
How you doing, PJ? It's nice
Good.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
But yeah, Jimmy, I was calling. It's crazy about all this stuff, man. And I was thinking, what about Jay-Z, man? How do you think he's feeling about all this?
Oh man, I would think if I was, they're so powerful. I don't know.
Doesn't he look like a freak though? Doesn't he just look like he's a freak?
It's the hair. It's the Einstein hair.
Yeah,
it's the hair.
Let me just get this straight. It has nothing to do with color, none of that. But just, doesn't he look like he's just into that, man?
Well, what it is he got that homeless hair. Like he got $1 billion and then he got like he ain't combed his hair. And like it's the craziest hairdo I ever seen on a super rich person in my whole entire life.
Man, it's whack. But I missed the beginning of the show when you were I missed like 15 minutes when you were naming everybody off. But yeah, Jay-Z is definitely somebody I want to find out how that goes down. And
yeah. Well, I'm sure right now
like,
he's distancing himself. He's probably got, Jay-Z probably got the best lawyers you can humanly get on the planet.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if he's scared. If I was him, I'd be a little nervous.
Yeah.
I would too, because I remember him. He was a big attendee to those parties, posting on his Instagram.
Yeah, when they were having the white suit parties with Jay-Z and Puff Daddy, and especially Meek Mills too. Meek Mills better be a little scared himself because they were like homeboys, if he was.
I heard they were a little bit more than homeboys.
Maybe, I heard they both liked little Biebs, and that's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
That is disgusting, man.
So
that's gross.
And then you watch we've just been watching clips of grown ass men hitting on Biebs. It's almost like, oh my god, are all these Hollywood people sick? Grown ass men tickling them and shit. Like what the hell?
Yeah. Did you ever see the video? And you should look into this. I don't know if you want to play it on your channel sometime or not. But there's also videos. I had a quick story. I had a business partner who was like he was like Diddy's biggest fan, and he was like his idol, like his mentor, like that he never knew, and he would act like this guy. And Diddy, if you look up Diddy, if you just search on the search bar, Diddy rages in office, and he goes crazy about who he is.
I think I've seen some of that. I did see some of that. Yeah,
like he goes and he's like
he was mad about a rap beat that
I think I've seen that too.
One of them took, and they had sent him a song, and then he didn't know, he threw it in the trash, didn't want to use it, and then they used the beat and the song blew up, and then he got all mad and went on a rampage.
Yeah, and there's a couple of videos. There's one in his office, and then there's one in his house. And the one in his house, he was talking about, I do what I want, I could do whatever, all kinds of crazy stuff. Well, definitely look into it.
He ain't saying that shit now, man. He ain't saying that now.
Nah, man. Nah, he's in one of the roughest. Because I used to be in that area in New York. I used to live in New York. Now I live in South Carolina. But the jail he's in is an extremely tough.
He's in the federal penitentiary, I thought.
I mean, he's on a federal hold. I don't know if he's in a federal facility. I don't know what facility. I don't know what facility he's in.
He's in. I believe he's in Brooklyn Metropolitan something.
That's the same place they held Tekashi for a while. Remember when he got hit with the Rico?
Yes. That's exactly where he
is. Tekashi said they gave him like special treatment. That the first night he was there, he sat in the office and he was watching movies and shit. He had his cell phone. That's what Tekashi said.
I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that.
They never took his cell phone from him.
Yeah, they also say on the news that it's one of the toughest prisons in the whole country. But
Yeah, but I
you
think
know,
that's for when you go and you're not a celebrity.
yeah, right.
You
You're
know what
right
I'm
about
saying?
that. You know, he's Diddy. He's gonna be getting definitely special
Yeah, because
treatment.
even Takashi said the guards were coming by taking selfies with him and shit. You know,
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
a
really
photo
what was
op.
happening. Wait, they were really doing that. Shit?
Yeah, that's what Takashi said. He said when he got there the first day,
Takashi. Yeah,
they didn't even put him in
Takashi.
the
I thought you were
cell.
talking about Diddy for a
He
second.
had himself, because Takashi beat. He told and got out that RICO charge.
Yeah. I watched. That's how I met you. That's how I first found
Yeah,
you.
so if we learn anything, we got to learn it from Takashi because that happened in the same place, same charge, but Takashi wasn't pimping women. He was shooting at people and trying to murder.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little different, but the same charges. They brought down Treyway on the RICO Act, okay? And they locked up Shoddy's still in prison. Mel Murder's still in prison. The only one that walked was Takashi.
Him. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That was something. I remember watching that. That's how I first got into all this, and I first came across your channel. It was years ago, man. It's been a while. I've been watching you for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for having me up here, Jimmy.
All right, Matt. You be good, man.
Time. It's always a pleasure, my man.
All right, peace. Yeah, Tekashi 6ix9ine he got charged with the RICO Act, right? They arrested him. He told on all his friends, right?
Lord.
He went to jail for 9 months.
What
they
was
kept
the
him.
center they were in?
Because
Diddy's at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's where Tekashi was at.
And his lawyers are trying to get him to be moved to New Jersey because the Brooklyn jail is known as MDC Brooklyn. Is unfit for pre-trial detention, they said.
Well, it's unfit for celebrities. See, like Tekashi said, they didn't even take him to a cell the first few nights. They just let him stay in this office area with the guard. And he was watching movies laying on the floor is what he said. And so he got special treatment, and he ain't nowhere near as big as P. Diddy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Think about Tekashi was probably at that point worth $1 million. P. Diddy's worth $1 billion. Yeah. So, and if they were walking by taking selfies with Tekashi 6ix9ine, which at that time was just a small celebrity, imagine what they're doing with P. Diddy. So they're treating him good. And they're protecting him. You can't let, like I said, the jail get sued if something happens to him.
It says he's being kept at the facility's special housing unit.
Yeah.
Confined to a cell up to 23 hours a day with walk-around clock monitoring.
Yeah, so that's they go by his cell every 10 minutes. So to make sure he's okay, that he ain't trying to unalive himself or nothing. And you can believe they're treating him different. Like, they were bringing him food. They were bringing Tekashi food. So he wasn't eating jail food. He was eating outside food. They were bringing him food and shit. Dolly.
One more thing I wanted to mention to you. He is in the same facility that Jeffrey Epstein was in.
Okay.
I thought Jeffrey Epstein was in D.C.
I don't know where he was. I just know he slipped on a banana peel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost 100% sure, but look, I just wanted to tell you that.
Okay. All right, Matt.
All right. Peace.
All right, peace. So, yeah, not good. It's definitely not good. But, you're not being treated like every other inmate eating slop and all this. And then when they do move him, they'll move him to a federal facility because he's under federal charges. And you know what? Look at Martha Stewart. You know what I'm saying? You think they treated Martha Stewart like a prisoner? No, she had her own cell. She probably had a damn bed in that bitch, TV, cable, people coming by doing interviews, talking to her, pictures. Dolly, white collar criminals.
My buddy.
What's up, Miss Brenda?
Hey, PJ, how you doing, my baby?
Ooh, Lord. You coming in hot tonight, Miss Brenda. You coming in hot. About blew an eardrum out.
I just want to let you know we sent that card off yesterday.
Awesome.
So you should get it Tuesday or Wednesday. And be sure to buy PJ a nice dinner with that $100.
Okay, I'm gonna buy PJ a nice dinner. You get a nice dinner, PJ.
Thank you.
Okay, she said thank you, Miss Brenda.
If he don't buy you a nice dinner, let me know. Message me and you can thump him.
Okay. Did you want to tap? Did you want to tap in on the P. Diddy stuff?
No, not really, honey.
Okay.
I'm still COVID and I don't feel good. I just wanted you all to know that I did get some money out, baby.
All right, but thank you so much. You be good, Miss Brenda.
You too, honey.
All right, peace. Her mic was really hot. She came in so loud. It was like it almost blew my damn eardrums out. Thank you, Miss Brenda. You are awesome. And thank you all you guys. If y'all ain't hit the like button, that's all Dolly ever asked is you guys hit the like button, leave your DNA all over it. How, help
Matt
us hit.
Right.
What?
The disgraced financier who was jailed for trafficking charges offed himself at New York's Metropolitan Correctional Center.
Yeah. There you go.
It's the same
so
place.
Matt was right.
Yeah.
Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Rose.
Hey, Rose.
Hey, Rose.
Rose, we got to keep it quick because we got other callers coming in. We're trying to fit as many as we can in.
I know. I just wanted to say that all these movie stars that participated knowingly in this, well, aren't they a little bit accountable too? I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, if they broke the law, yes. If there's proof they broke the law, then they will end up in jail where they belong.
It kind of seems like everybody knew, this is what happens.
I think
these parties.
I think so too. If
for
you
a
knew
long time.
and you knew these things were happening and you kept going back to these parties, then yeah, you're a willing participant at that point.
Just like Jen Soto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're going to get to that in just a few minutes, some Jen Soto stuff.
All right, then.
All right. Peace.
Later.
Okay, so let me get through some of these stories real quick before it gets too late. Now, as you see in the title, it says CIA operative busted. You want to pull that story up, PJ? So now this is something crazy. So, I've been watching this show on Netflix called The Blacklist, and it's all about the FBI, the CIA, the world elite, and things like that. If you ain't seen it yet, check it out. It's a pretty good
10
show.
Seasons.
10 seasons. It's the longest series of humanly possible. I've been watching it for a month straight, and I'm only on season 4. Okay. So, but, it made me, start looking into, how crooked it's like really is the CIA and the federal government and things like that. So I found this story about a CIA agent that was being housed in Mexico. All right. And he was in a government facility house what the government was paying for. And what he was doing was he was going online to these dating sites and he was drugging women like P. Diddy. That's why I decided to talk about it tonight. He was drugging these women and he was taking videos and pictures with these women. And some of them he sexually assaulted. Some of them he was posing and he was taking these pictures with. So a few years back, in Mexico, the police were driving by and they seen this naked woman on his balcony screaming. Let me show you guys this guy's picture real fast so you know who we're talking about. He is the man at the end of this picture right here. He is a CIA operative and he was working in Mexico. Now he's ex-CIA. He just got, I think, 30 years or 60 years in prison. And this is for the sexual assaults on all these women. And it was tons of what he was doing it for years, drugging these women. And they looked on his computer.
He doesn't even look like a monster.
He looks like a nice guy, don't he? Mm-hmm. Them are the ones, look, it's always the people you least expect. All right.
I believe that.
So he was a CIA informant. He was working in Mexico. And at that time, the government's paying for him to be down there while he is sexually assaulting and raping women. Not only that, but videotaping it and stuff like that. On his computer, they found, how to basically make a woman go unconscious. What drugs and what mixed with alcohol would make women lose consciousness. Now, a lot of women came forward after that. They didn't even know they were assaulted. Didn't even know. What is that? Like human bowling ball?
No, is this cop trying to climb the stairs in Diddy's mansion?
Oh, okay. They're all slipping down the stairs.
I sent that to you earlier.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
Oh.
I wish we could show you guys, but I don't know if you can see it on
I sent it to your thing.
But here's the thing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you off.
When you have this type of power, you're a CIA agent and all these things, you would think they would be down there. And they didn't specify why they sent this man to Mexico. All right, what he was trying to inform on or what he was completely doing down there.
14 years.
He did it for 14 years? Okay, give him some details from the story, PJ.
Okay. A former CIA officer will spend 30 years in prison for drugging and essaying numerous women around the globe over the course of 14 years.
14 years, CIA agent.
U.S. Attorney's Office of the District of Columbia announced the sentencing of 48-year-old Brian Raymond on September 18th for 1 count each of abuse, sexual contact, coercion, and enticement, and transportation of obscene material.
Yes, because he videotaped and took pictures of all of it.
Raymond was also ordered to serve a lifetime of supervised release and pay $260,000 in restitution to the victims. Following his release, the defendant will have to register as an SA offender, and he pleaded guilty in federal court in November 2023.
Yeah, so he is done. So can you really trust the government if they're drugging you and trying to get your cheeks like P. Diddy, right? So we got the damn P. Diddy doing it. We got the CIA doing it, right?
He kept around 500 videos in which he is reportedly seen in some groping and straddling his victims while they were unconscious.
And sticking his fingers in their mouth. He liked to stick his finger in your mouth. It's weird. I know when I read, I was like, it's so weird. Like, what is with these weird people?
What does that even do for
I
you?
don't know. I don't know. That's the same thing I said, but there's a lot of videos of with him sticking his finger in women's mouth. I don't unconscious, I don't get it. I don't get it either, but maybe that was his thing. It's a weird
thing to be doing.
Yes. I thought the same thing. And I was thinking, the CIA's doing this shit. It ain't just Diddy. Okay. I wonder if he ever went to one of Diddy's parties. Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He wouldn't have told. He would have took part. He would have took, this dude would have took part right in a freak off.
Yeah.
And he don't look like that type of dude, right? He clean
cut. It looks
cut.
like you should be like on The Bachelor or something.
Yeah, like you just, it's always the people you don't expect, right?
But then there's people that literally look like they're that. So it's weird. It's like they're either identical to what I would believe them to be, or they're like opposite.
Some of the most scary looking people are sometimes some of the nicest people you could ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then you get your typical, guy next door or businessman. And then they turn out to be like Ted Bundy or something, So, what I've learned is you can't trust Hollywood producers. You can't trust anybody in the music world. You can't trust the CIA. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust the police.
Nope.
Who can you trust in this world, right? Who the hell can you trust? There ain't too many people you can trust if the police and the CIA is doing you dirty, P. Diddy's doing you dirty. Everybody got lube, okay? Everybody got lube. It is strange and a whole lot of change. Now,
Deanna said better my mouth than my bum. I can't.
Well, he was sexually assaulting women too, but one of his things was he liked to stick his finger in your mouth. I didn't understand. I was like, that is weird.
That's really weird.
Okay. It's weird. It's weird, right? Like, could you get your damn finger away? Imagine waking up and there's a dude with his,
I would bite down.
Like, it's just strange. And he had a lot of pictures of him straddling women. Like,
it's weird.
Yeah, just weird. He was doing weird, strange things. And like, here's the thing, like a couple years ago, the woman was on the balcony screaming for help, naked, right? But she couldn't remember anything because she had been drugged. She said she ate some food and drank a drink. And next thing you know, she's naked in the house and she panics. She wakes up and panics and runs out on the balcony. Now, the police didn't arrest him because he's CIA, right? And then the government didn't do anything about it. They investigated. They started investigating. What? Yeah, but it took them years to arrest them. So think about how many more women were abused in the years it took the federal government to get him off the street. Yeah. So they just
left him there to just keep on.
Yes. Yes. So some of these women were assaulted, and some of the women came forward and said, I look like a dead body laying there. And one lady said, I have nightmares because I keep picturing myself dead because that's what I look like in the picture, that I was dead. And so she's having these night terrors and things. What I think it is, they're going to end up suing the federal government. And
I'm
so
sure they are.
These is her scar stories, this is so traumatic that I'm going to end up suing, lawsuits. Okay. So the next story on our list, okay, is, and of course, we're going to open the phone lines up and we can talk about all this in just a few minutes, but is Maddie Soto, right? Which is a totally rest in peace to little Maddie Soto. If you're not aware of Maddie Soto, she went missing February 26th out of Florida. And what happened was her mother, Jen Soto, had a boyfriend named Stephen Stearns. Stephen Stearns had been the big M word, like P. Diddy, right? Doing the damn beebs. He had been doing that to this little girl since she was 8 years old. Okay. There was video on his phone that surfaced from the time this little girl was 18 to the time she was 13 years old.
Too.
Well, he tried to delete the videos. Okay. He tried to delete the videos. And
the internet is forever.
The internet, like PJ says, is forever. And you can't delete these videos. So basically, they found these videos and they charged him with 60 counts of the big M word and having these pictures on his phone. And at that point, they didn't have her body. They didn't know where she was at. But they believed he had did something horrible and killed her because there was video of her laying in the front seat, which appeared she was unalived at the time. So the mother never wanted, she's always was defending the person that killed her daughter. And a lot of people believe that she may have been taking part. And I'm going to tell you now, Dolly believes this, that this woman was a bisexual woman and that she was sleeping with her daughter and her boyfriend at the same time. They were all sleeping in the same bed. And when she didn't feel like them sleeping in the bed, she would send them upstairs into another room and let them sleep alone. A lot of people believe the motive is that Maddie Soto may have been pregnant. Okay. We're still not 100%. And maybe this,
I don't think we'll ever get to know that.
We maybe in court. Maybe in court we'll get to know. But some people in Florida say if the baby can't live outside the womb, then it's not a second count of murder. It's only one count of murder. Now, if the baby can live outside the womb, then that's 2 counts of murder. Yeah, now, Florida's states are different. Yeah, it wouldn't have been that far. She wouldn't have been very long pregnant. But what we do know is she was late on her period. Okay. So that brings in a lot
or she just didn't tell Jen. That whole thing was so weird to me. I can't imagine tracking my kid's cycle every month. Like I just make
always heard when women lived in the house together that they somehow they sync up and they end up on the same cycle.
All the time with the people at work. It's weird AF. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know. I just always heard that. I don't know if that's true.
It's true.
That's an urban legend.
Basically, she was saying that she was keeping track of her kid's freaking cycle because of like when she needed to get the supplies for it or whatever. You just have stuff like that around the house.
Yeah, and she had a couple pregnancy tests underneath the sink,
concerning.
Right? But she didn't know if they were missing or if they were still there. But basically, this woman never denounced this man. And listen, and what made it even more bizarre is when they told her, hey, that he's having sex with your daughter, she was like, that's not evil. You know, he still wouldn't kill her or unalive her. So
she said it was a completely different incident.
She thought it was 2 different incidents, that he was SAing her and somebody else killed her.
When the cop asked her about who was hurting Maddie or whatever, she didn't consider that as him hurting her. But
which is strange because
extremely strange.
And then she had a text message that said, I don't want Maddie sleeping in the bed with me no more. It's getting too risky. Right. And then after they told her daughter was being essayed, she called Stephen Stern's father and told him to get him a lawyer. Now, what mother would do that, right? Like no mother in the world. And I've been saying for a while that this woman needs to be in jail. She needs to be in there with P. Diddy, with Stephen Stearns, with this damn CIA agent, Bill Cosby, all you drugging ass people. And they were giving her medicines to help her sleep too. Yeah. So all these stories we've covered tonight all have one similarity. People were being drugged and abused. Every last story we talked about tonight, from the CIA to P. Diddy to Maddie Soto, right? So Stephen Stern's parents, we watched a little bit of their interview last night, and they've been really forthcoming, but they did a new interview, a brand new one on a channel, Hidden True Crime, and they were a little mad that some of their stuff got doxxed.
Well, they were mad that we, as YouTubers, mainly it sounds like they were mostly mad about the docket. Yeah. They were the ones so vocal about getting the FOIA request. But I think Grizzly True Crime actually did more. They had more.
Now, we've talked about Maddie Soto since it's happened, and we've never said nothing bad about Stephen Stern's parents because, listen, I believe every child is their individual self, right?
Yeah.
And like, did we lock up Ted Bundy's parents? Did we lock up, let's just say,
I mean, they didn't have any signs of
Jeffrey Dahmer's parents, right? So you really can't control what your kids do. You know, you try to give them the good morals and values.
Like their victims somewhat
Yes.
Also.
Yeah, a little bit, right? And you know, some people be like, well, the hell with these people. They gave birth to this monster, right?
I mean,
but you know, he probably didn't start off a monster.
They go into details on how he was ran over when he was 8.
Yeah, but there's no
and
excuse
there was a traumatic
really for
brain
what he
injury and stuff like that. I don't believe that's what made him the way he is.
It's hard for me to really buy that. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna.
I mean, he was bad. He got ran over and then got ran over again. The person went.
Well, he should probably be ran over again.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And then backed up over and ran over again. Like,
I agree.
They should keep running him over until he's like flat, like the cartoons.
I agree.
He is a huge. And listen, they can put Jen Soto. You know what they should do? They should put him and Jen Soto behind Karen Reed's car.
That's a good idea.
And give her a bunch of drinks and let her back over them 100 times, right? Because these
at 24 miles an
hour.
hour.
At 24 miles an hour. Because these people are absolute monsters. Now, you know, what can you really say? His parents are older. You see them down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
And, you know, they probably tried their best to raise a normal kid, and he just came out effed up.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't saying that was a reasonable excuse. I just was saying it because they tried to excuse it to themselves, like in their mind, like, oh,
1,000 likes, PJ. That must be your face. They didn't like my face.
Whatever.
I know my face didn't
Everybody
get that many
here
likes.
loves your face. They're here for you.
If you're tuning in and you haven't yet, right, make sure you hit the like button. Let's see how many likes we can get up to tonight. Is it my face or if it's PJ's face? I don't know. I think it's you. I don't think it's me, right? So let's listen to a little bit of the parents of Stephen Stern. And I haven't seen this, so this will be the first time. PJ, you watched a little bit of this, right? Yeah, PJ's watched a little bit of it, but I haven't. We're going to go over about 10 minutes of it, and we're going to open the phone lines back up for about 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then we got to get out of here. PJ has to work, and I got to finish watching The Blacklist.
To do an interview today.
And shout out to this channel, so please don't strike me. Hidden True Crime is the channel, and you're more than welcome to watch. That's why I'm only going to play a few minutes of the interview. You're more than welcome to jump over there, watch the whole interview in its entirety. I hear it's a really good interview. So
I think you should maybe go to I don't have a time spot, so I didn't know. Because if we just listen to the first 10 minutes, I believe they came in kind of hot, and we're kind of just venting about the docket.
Okay, well, we'd listen to it because, I mean, they really have no control of what happened.
I know, but they could. It's hard to explain. Go ahead.
Well, we've had, first of all, you're thrusted into a limelight that you would never expected to experience in your entire life. I apologize for having Lacey here, but we want to have
Lacey.
As much silence as possible from the dogs. We need to bring the ringleader in here. So she's the one that's quite vocal and wants attention. So I apologize.
That's like Lolo.
She'll be quiet, hopefully, right, Lacey? Okay. But anyway, you know, no one ever grows up expecting to experience this. You've seen it on the news. You've seen it.
And the crazy thing is, he was former law enforcement. You know, you think police
he does everything by the book.
Does everything by the book. You would think he would raise a normal son, but hell no, his son was a super freak. Crazy, like he would go to P. Diddy's freak off.
He totally would be there.
In the papers and oh my gosh, you know how tragic that is, and all of a sudden you find yourself in the same similar situation. You know, we had provided from the very beginning, proactively very cooperative with the police authorities. I mean, I was caught off guard at one stage that Stephen was arrested, not even aware that he was being arrested that evening. I thought I was waiting many hours to have a conversation with the police to learn what was going on, and if I could contribute any information, I would, and not realizing that he was already arrested and actually had been transported away from Orange County down to Osceola County. Never learned until days later that he was arrested. I thought I was just there to help provide some information regarding the disappearance of Maddie. And obviously we learned much later that this turned into something more serious. You know, and we also, at least I thought, and continue to think later with the police interviews here at our home, that our conversation was confidential, and will certainly wouldn't be released to the public.
Wow, Don.
Only to have every word and nuance scrutinized and analyzed, and opinions formed about it. That
the man that is talking is Stephen Stern's father. The lady is his mother. And, they're just telling their experience of what transpired. Like you said, he thought he was going down there to be asked questions. He didn't even know his son was arrested for the crimes yet. Neither did Jen Soto, right? They didn't tell her.
And Lacey is the poodle.
And Lacey is their dog.
Is so out of mischaracterizing us and just a lot of speculation and conjectures. So anyway,
he's talking about
the reason we're doing this today, Lauren and John, is because with the docket dump that went out there, we no longer feel constrained to keep silent and let people keep castigating us and dragging us through the muck for no reason, using lies, conjectures, embroidering facts that they do have, making up facts that they don't. It's become a very incestuous snake pit of lies, innuendo, and just ugliness. And I don't understand why any parent would be subjected to that, because we didn't take part in any of the crimes. Is it a crime to give birth to somebody? I mean, why?
See, that's where I said, like, think about, over the years of how much Ted Bundy's parents, Jeffrey Dahmer's parents.
I can't imagine.
And all these people that are like, they hold you responsible for giving birth to a monster. You raised this guy, and maybe they raised him good, but then he took a turn,
Yeah.
And, you can't control,
I
really what your kids are in. I mean, you can try to guide them, but you can't force them to be one way. And if you do, a lot of times, if you force your kids, try to force things on your kid, they rebel. Yeah.
Why are we blamed?
Perhaps maybe we need to share something with everyone before we go any further, because it might not be obvious to many watching. Where are you in accepting the reason your son is behind bars? Are you in a place of understanding what he did? Are you believing? Where are you?
Totally.
Yes.
I mean, the last day.
Don says Casey Anthony was 20 minutes from her house. She's living in Tennessee now. She done broke up a marriage, and she was with a married dude.
And then he got caught on a dating app.
Yeah, Tot Mom. I love what Nancy, she coined the term Tot Mom. I used to call Cody Bixby's dad Tot Dad.
Yeah.
Tot Dad, because he killed his toddler child. And it's a sad situation. And listen, Casey Anthony may have got away with this because, she wanted to go out and party. But just remember that when you go to them gates in heaven, you got to answer for everything you've done in this world, and her time will come.
Data dump that they had a few weeks ago, and I went through line by line and then shared with Debbie the chronology of events, the narrative summary and such, that it's very conclusive, and it does, in our mind, indicate Stephen is a lone perpetrator, as much as we want to believe what he said, that there are other people involved. And again, that's out there in a prior phone conversation that Stephen said. But you look at the evidence that's been presented, and it's pretty conclusive that there doesn't appear to be anybody else involved. I agree that he is the lone perpetrator.
Okay, so you hear his parents saying, "Look, there's nobody else involved."
His dad never made excuses for him.
How do you? It's so horrible that if you do, people, if he made any excuses, people. All right, we got a call. Dolly.
Hi, Dolly.
Hey.
Do you remember us? We're the Thunder Buddies, my wife and I.
The Thunder Buddies. I maybe vaguely.
That's what you called us.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thunder Buddies for life.
My wife is obsessed with you. We have to wait until our 4-month-old and our 6-year-old go to bed to listen to you. But my wife is obsessed with you. So we watch you very often. And awesome. I'm really glad you're okay.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm here too. Thank you, little baby Jesus.
But we have also figured out why you had a heart attack.
Okay, let me hear it. Why did I have this heart attack?
You had too many mozzarella sticks at that place, man.
I did eat a bunch of mozzarella sticks that
You
night.
did. There was too many mozzarella sticks, Dolly.
You think that's what did it? The mozzarella stick?
I really do.
I was crushing them too. I was crushing the mozzarella. I ain't ate a mozzarella stick since.
Oh my god! I wouldn't have eaten a mozzarella stick since either. I do also love how old the people are that call into your show. I think that's ironically fun.
Hey, the old ladies love me.
They do. But we absolutely are so glad you are okay. And
thank you, guys.
Thank you for taking such good care of him. And guys, seriously, if there's one piece of advice I could lay down for you, and please take it for everything. No more mozzarella sticks.
No more mozzarella. You got my word.
Okay, please. It's important. We can start a movement. I won't fund it, but
I did have a little bit of mozzarella on my salad tonight. Just a little bit.
I had a string cheese this morning, so I get you.
All
it's a really hard habit to cut.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Well, that was all I wanted to say. I didn't want to get all like old and useless on you.
Well, mad love to you and your wife. You ladies be good, and I'll talk to you next time.
Absolutely. Have a great night, guys.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
I remember them now because I did call them Thunder Buddies. I was like, oh, y'all like Thunder Buddies. Okay, we got an international call coming in.
Distracted very easily.
Dolly.
Yo, what up, Dolly?
What up? Who's this? Where you calling from?
What up? This is Phil from North Carolina.
Phil, your number came up as an international number.
Skype.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it is. So what's up, Phil? What did you want to tap in on tonight?
Nothing, man. I was just trying to see what you think about this whole Diddy situation. Was he Epstein or was
he was
what
a little
was going on there?
I think he was a little bit of Epstein. I think he's a little bit of Weinstein, a little bit of Bill Cosby. Okay, and a little bit of who was the hedgehog? Ron Jeremy. He was a little bit of all those people.
Oh damn.
Okay.
God damn. But was he? What was up with all the baby oil?
I don't know. Like slip and slide. Maybe he liked to slip and maybe he had a slip and slide in his backyard.
All right, that would make sense.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too. I do. He's a weirdo. Okay, basically, that's the only thing I can say about P. Diddy. He is a weirdo.
It's 11:11.
Well, why do you think they call him Freak Off?
Because they were getting their freak on. Get your freak on, like Missy Elliott.
He's the main freak, though.
I guess so. He was
I don't
the main.
think so. He was watching.
I think he was. I think he was.
They said what he was doing.
I think he was catching. You know what I'm saying?
But yo,
he's a catcher.
I'm saying, like, who's ever gonna party again knowing that everyone's filming shit? Like, I'm trying to get my freak on, but
yeah, now that people are feminine, you don't, you know. I think he does that to blackmail people, so he always has something over all these celebrities' heads. And I mean, that's how powerful people get powerful, is they step and crush everybody in their way.
But do you think it was just elevating, like, I need more power? Like, I'm already a millionaire. I've already can make the band.
Yeah.
Now I can just run circles around people and blackmail.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you have all the money you could ever want, what do you want next? Power. Right? It's power. People start to get power hungry. Because you don't need no more money. You got enough money, you can spend it for the rest of your life and never run out. You start to seek power. And
okay, do you think the same concept applies to DJT?
To who?
He's a billionaire, Donald Trump.
I think he's rich and he seeks power. That's what else could you want if you power?
So
you got all the money you need. After money comes power.
So then, what do you think is the appropriate response to that?
I don't know. It depends if you're doing if you seek power and there's nothing wrong with you, it's fine. But if you seek power to do evil, then it's horrible.
Can I ask you who seeks power that doesn't end up that way? Is that a thing?
I don't know. Usually, like Spider-Man says, with great power comes great responsibility. So if you do have this power, you got to be responsible with it. If you're not,
But is there anyone that does that embodies that?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not powerful, so I don't know none of these powerful people.
You're powerful.
No, I'm not
you got
powerful.
mad subscribers, bro.
I ain't powerful though, and I ain't rich. Okay, so I'm neither one of those. So I don't know.
Man, I hope you're doing good. I heard about your health scare.
Yeah.
You gotta hit that gym, get that cardio in 20 minutes, 3 times a week, baby.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Well, I'm about to go to cardio rehab for my heart. So I'm going to do that first. And then from there, I will probably start hitting the gym a little bit. But already with just stopped drinking soda, I've stopped smoking. I done dropped like 15, 20 pounds. So, and that's just in the last 30 days. So.
Hey man, just keep drinking water. You'll be all set, baby.
Right here. I got my water. Keep it on me. All right. You be good.
Hey man, keep up the good work. You too, Dolly.
All right. Peace. Yeah, I think, with power comes great responsibility. If you use your power for good, then you're a good person, but if you use your power for bad, but all rich people at some point start to seek power, because a lot of people work their ass off to become rich, right? Usually I'm not a hater. When I see people with like really nice things, in my mind, I think they work their ass off to get it. That's why I believe in hard work, dedication. And if you try hard enough in this world, you can really make it. I still believe in the American dream.
Yeah,
right. I believe you can, if you come to this country or if you're from this country and you work your ass off and you dedicate yourself and you put your mind to wanting to be something, that you can still do that in this country. Right. And you can still live what they consider the American dream. I've been chasing it, right, and working my ass off. But they say it exists. Maybe one day I will find out. But what he should have said is, maybe I have some popularity, but I don't have power. I don't have the finances, but maybe I have a little bit of popularity, and that's different. That is different than being rich and seeking power.
It's different.
People just like me because I'm goofy, right? That's totally different. But most rich people, that's their next step is power.
Certainly, he was guilty of the images that he found on his phone, and then later the charges were expanded to include murder. Whether it was premeditated, we don't think that. And again, we won't know 100% of the story until and when he ever provides testimony. But obviously, he was involved in her death, and nobody else was. But I don't want to believe that it was premeditated, but I can't rule that out. But we hold him 100% accountable for his actions. And
that was good to hear him say. Absolutely. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
This is Pauline. I'm calling from Kentucky.
Hey, Pauline.
Well, it's Colleen with a
Colleen.
C. That's okay.
Okay, Colleen.
Yeah, that's all right. I wanted to tell you that in the chat, I'm CC's cold cases. So I just wanted to let PJ know that I'm the one that sent her the information about Diddy being taken onto, I guess, medical standby. Because I know she understands about medical things. So my question was for her is, would he be able to be treated for withdrawals in the prison, or would he have to go to a hospital?
No, they can treat him in the prison.
Yeah, they have doctors and nurses in there.
Area, like they have a clinic.
Okay.
Yeah, even when I got locked up in Georgia for disorderly conduct, and I didn't have my blood pressure medicine with me. So when you go into the jail, they give you a physical, like you go see a nurse and they take your blood pressure, take your temperature, just to make sure you're fit to be in jail. They ain't got to rush you to the hospital. And my blood pressure was high. So the nurse went right on the computer, pulled up what medicines I take, went back into the back, got my blood pressure medicine, came back and gave it to me. I mean, so they'll give you what you need in the facility. They got doctors and nurses right in there.
To know. Yeah. because I was over here thinking, oh Lord, he's going to be transferred to a hospital and something's going to happen to him. But anyway, the main reason I was calling was to share an opinion that I thought was very insightful. And I know you're tight with Vinny Politan. So
Vinny.
Vinny, that's my favorite man. He's so fine.
OG and true crime is what I call him.
He is. He and Nancy, man, like I feel like they're my aunt and uncle, but also
they're definitely two of my faves. Vinny and
me too.
Are my faves by far in true crime. If I could be as good as them one day, I would be a happy man.
Hey, I think you're getting there.
I'm trying. I'm chasing them.
Vinny has health struggles.
Did he?
Yeah. Vinny struggles with his type 1 diabetes.
Yeah, he has type 1 diabetes. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, what he said, because I know everybody's mad about Jen Soto not being arrested or at least, any charges. So here was his opinion, and I found it kind of, it at least kind of quelched my anger because, I have a 17-year-old daughter, and so I understand how mothers should protect their children.
Yeah. Instinctually.
And nobody's touching my baby. That's it, But
13-year-old.
Yeah, I mean it's painful. Yeah, I understand. It's painful to see these mothers not seem to care. But what Vinny had to say was actually, it kind of calmed me down a little bit because he said he would never prosecute a case where he wanted the main offender, to basically be, dead to rights, right?
Mm-hmm.
With someone else being charged that was close by. So Jen Soto, for example, she's not going to get charges until after Stephen Stearns is
prosecuted,
basically up the river. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so that's what Vinny had to say. He said, as a prosecutor, I would never go into a case like that with someone else either having a deal or having charges.
Yeah, because then they could point the finger at each other.
I think
that's
they're
exactly
already
right.
do that.
I think Stephen is.
That's what I mean.
I think I think you're right. I think Stephen Stearns is going to point the fingers.
I think it's going to be a lot like the Harmony Montgomery case.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Montgomery, when he was pointing the finger at Kayla, and Kayla was pointing the finger at him. I think it'll turn into that if you arrest both of them. If you let her slide and just go after him and then let them hit her with the child neglect charges, maybe it'll work better. Maybe they have a strategy. I hope they do anyway.
I do too, because
I hope they do too, because I do think that, there's some culpability there on her part.
And I mean, Vinny would know more than me. He got more connections, and he was a former prosecutor, so I think he'd be he would have good advice on that.
Right, and that's just what he was saying. So I was like, well, that made me feel a little bit better that perhaps they're just going to wait until this trial is over with Stephen Stearns. Send him up the river, and then they'll come back around for Jen.
Yeah, I mean, them charges, they don't have an expiration date. You know what I'm saying? So they can wait a year, 2 years, and then still charge her. So
she should get the same charges.
Yeah, I think she's accessory to murder myself, but I'm not the prosecutor and I'm not the detectives.
I hope they're not just.
I'm just an idiot on YouTube.
They think that they need her as a witness
that's what I'm scared of. That they feel like they need her as a witness, and they really don't. I think they have enough on them without her, just with the images and him, the last one with her, the witness that seen him changing the car in the proximity of her body. I think they got enough, but if they feel like they don't and they need Jen, maybe that is what it's about.
Yeah, I think you're right on one perspective there, Dolly. But the other perspective is she, changed her story so many times that I feel like he is going to point the finger, or his attorney is going to try to point the finger at her.
Lack of emotion.
We just heard the parents say that Stephen had told them there were more than one person, like there were other people involved. So I mean, who else would that be other than
Jen Soto?
Jen?
Yeah.
Right.
Unless it's some type of brain.
Yeah, his dad seemed rational. His mom seems a little delusional to me, unfortunately, but or like just doesn't want to accept that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, what mother don't love their kid, even if your kid's a monster?
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm
For
saying?
sure. I would never want to think my kid did that.
Yeah, it's you know, but you're trying to deny it in your brain. Your brain is just telling you to, you know, but you really know. She knows. She just don't want to accept it.
At some point in this interview, they say how they haven't had contact with Stefan for 3 weeks, and they're alluding that he's in some kind of confinement, not allowed to talk.
That means he's in a hole somewhere in jail. He's acted out and did something crazy, and they had to put him in a hammer cell.
He's claiming that Stefan would never cut communications and would always keep contact with them, but he's not shown up to any of his trials. It's almost like he's not gonna talk. It's almost like he's not gonna show up.
He doesn't want to accept accountability. Yeah, it reminds me of a lot of Chris Watts.
Oh God!
Where, you know,
I was reading.
Chris Watts.
I was reading up on some stuff today on Scott Peterson. You know, I watch too much true crime. I'm just too much into it, I guess.
What's up with these damn men? You know what I mean? I'm just kidding.
Crazy people, just crazy. Like the world is going crazy in a handbag.
Yeah, it's really sad. But what I will say is that's what Vinny offered forward was, you know, hey, you know, as a former prosecutor, I would never, you know, run a case where the potential other person who could have been involved, which, you know, you might not be wrong here, Dolly. She might have been involved, but he said I would never do it where the person they can point the finger at would have charges or have gotten a deal.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand what he's saying. Yeah. You know,
I don't though, because they can still point a finger at her. It doesn't. I don't.
When they start,
but the jury won't see her have charges or a deal in place.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay. Well, look, we appreciate you calling in. We're running out of time. It was good talking to you, and thank you for all the info.
You too, guys. Love you so much.
All right.
Take care of yourselves.
Definitely. Bye. Peace. So yeah, the parents, the father has definitely took responsibility for what his son's done. He said he's the lone person. He says other people are involved. It was a mama's
boy. It sounds like mama.
Yeah, he probably was a mama's boy. And, you know, it got to be hard on the parents when your kid has done something so horrible. You know, like I said,
they're not the ones that did it.
You try to give them good morals and values, and then they just stray from the pack. It's really much. It ain't much you can do.
I feel bad for them.
You know, I do too. Like, that's going to be a lot of praying at night. You know, and talking to God about what you should do. Do you help them? Do you send them canteen? Like, you know, that's one of those things you got to ask yourself. Is it so bad what he did that we cut him off as parents? And I think it is. He committed the worst crime you could humanly, two of the worst crimes you can humanly do. That I truly believe that there's no forgiveness for. You know, you say God will forgive you for everything, but I'm sure God may forgive you, but he's going to be shaking his head a little damn bit when you get up there, you know, especially because for forgiveness, you got to believe it in your heart.
I mean,
that you're sorry, and that, you know, and is he truly sorry for what he done?
Is he even human for what he's done?
Like, I mean, that's something he would need to talk with his parents to let them know, hey, look, I don't know the drugs, because we do know he was under the influence of drugs. But he had been doing this for so long, it's hard to blame it on drugs. Last call of tonight. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
Final thoughts on my part here.
I knew it was Rose. I knew when the phone rang it was you, Rose. I knew it was you. Like, I don't know if it was my spidey senses or my psychic abilities. I just knew it was you. I was like, this shit's going to be Rose.
Okay, well, I'll give you a quarter if you make a kind joke about it.
If I make a kind joke about it?
Me calling in for the third time.
I got no jokes for that, Rose. I got no jokes for that. Okay?
Okay. Well, I'm chiming in because of what you're talking about.
Okay.
Love me or hate me, doesn't matter.
Okay, don't matter.
Just
don't matter at all.
Stab me in the neck, okay? God has the ability to forgive.
I know.
I think what happens as humans, as we progress and go through our karma and cycles and whatnot, when we have to face in the mirror what we've done, that's when we lose it. That's when you get your suicides, I just can't stop drinking. Yeah.
Yeah, you demons. Understand? You got to battle your own demons. Sometimes that's the hardest fight you fight in life, is fighting your own demons.
Don't have nothing to do with God, because God is free will and we make the choices.
Absolutely. I didn't say God made him do it. I just said if he asks us for forgiveness, God's going to be like shaking his head. I didn't say God wouldn't forgive him. I'm just thinking he may have some questions.
Mm-hmm. I think he'll learn that as he tries to seek God. But anyway, the other point you were making earlier was about popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
versus
it starts at popularity to power, and every musician and whatnot and all. And I just want to give a shout out to Ice Cube and
Ice Cube
Snoop.
and Snoop. Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting that either.
That shit.
Because they never got involved in that shit, right?
Uh-huh.
And I grew up with that. I mean, I grew up with Led Zeppelin and hippies and Beatles.
Well, you got to remember, Snoop was banging Britney Spears way back in the day too, when she was a young girl.
Who cares?
You know that?
He wasn't having.
Oh yeah.
But
we can't count Snoop out now. We don't count Snoop out so quickly.
Okay, all right. But then I had a son, and he grew up in that era of Cypress Hill and
Insane in the Membrane.
Sublime and just all that. So, because he was subjected to my music, I grew up with him. I was young. I listened to his music, but I can't remember ever him turning me on to P. Diddy music.
Okay. Well, look, Rose, that's about it for us. We got to go. It's 11:30. So that's when me and PJ's cut off time. But look, it was good talking to you. Even though you're insane in the membrane, I will talk to you next time. Okay.
Okay, Jimmy. Good night.
All right. Peace. Hey guys, we got to close that phone line.
The chat was saying how at the end of this video, the mom says something shocking and horrific and really sad. And now I really want to hear it.
Do you? Well, this video is 2 hours long.
At the very end.
At
they
the
said
very
the very,
end?
very end. Does anyone have a timestamp or else we can't play it?
Yeah, if you give us a timestamp, we will play it real quick. And this will give me, time to say my final thoughts, like Jerry Springer.
Stuff about Sebastian. He did not get a cease and desist, and he's not talking about it because there's nothing new.
Yes, there's nothing new in the case. I had seen today that one of the groups, right? Like I think just one
PHP's group, I saw it.
Okay, so they started saying that, I was hit with these cease and desist orders. Just complete lies, right? And this is one of the reasons I stopped, because it's such a, people are making up shit. There's so much misinformation. And the truth is this, there's no news. It's been 7 months, no leads, no sightings, no nothing. I've heard everything from people calling in saying he was at Walmart to Jeffrey Dahmer try to eat my brain, and it's just a bunch of crazy shit and people that are filled with drama. My health I can't be stressing myself out. I want the little boy found, but no, all that stuff they're saying is absolutely not true. I chose to do this, one, for like I said, it's a circus, and two, for my health. Okay, like I can't be stressing all that shit. I got to keep it mellow, chill. I've been trying to change just not one thing in my life, but everything in my life, from not drinking sodas to not smoking to eating healthy to doing the right things to everything, right? And some people are going to accept it, right? And some people are going to run off and make up things and say all kinds of shit. But the truth is this, that there was nothing. I was repeating myself for 7 months, 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like a broken record. And I truly feel that people that are doing it now, they're coming in late and they're just milking the kid's name. Okay. Like,
it's nothing new. That's it.
Yeah. It's like people can make all the videos they want, but they're just kicking a dead horse. And I don't mean that he's dead. I just mean they're doing the same shit over and over and over and over again. And if you're doing that and you expecting a different result, that is the definition of insanity. Okay. And I'm not insane in the membrane like Rose from Virginia. Okay. I'm not insane. And yes, I can talk about whatever I want, guys. Right. It's what I choose to talk about. When I talk about people, when I bring awareness, and I'm doing that to help you. And when people don't want my help, they don't want my help. So why should I give them my help if they don't want it? Right? They don't want my help.
Tiffany said you're insane.
Okay, maybe I'm insane a little bit, a little time. The good kind. I'm the good crazy. I'm the good crazy, not the bad crazy. Right? So yes, I can talk about whatever I want to. It's what I choose to talk about. This is my channel. I can really talk about anything I want. When I do things for people, I look at it like I was helping you. I was bringing awareness to this child, and a lot of awareness, because who was out there talking about him and was getting the people come to see it like I was. Maybe JLR, right? But he quit a long time. Maybe Pascal, like right? Maybe Pascal. He stopped talking about it. The only other person was T-Rev, and he was faking shit sometimes, but he stopped talking about it. So you didn't really have a lot of people, the bigger people in true crime, even
that's why
still
they
doing
said
it.
They need a dog for, but
and if all these people left, there's a reason they left, right? And there's a reason Dolly left, because of what's going on in it. And if I don't respect it, I won't have anything good to say about it. So why even discuss it? That's how I look at it. So what was
we didn't get a timestamp, so
we didn't get a timestamp.
They're saying last 5 minutes, last 2 minutes. I don't.
Okay, we can do the last 5 minutes. We can do the last few minutes of it.
Fear is a very potent toxin, right? You don't know how that toxin is going to affect people, but you're seeing it.
Did you say fear?
Unfortunately, I think you're seeing it day to day.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine how difficult it must be to deal with just an unimaginable grief, and at the same time to go through the harassment and all the things you're going through. That must be just a really difficult combination to deal with. So I feel for you guys.
You know, I sought help. I went to see a counselor, and I saw about 6 weeks. And then I finally, just on the last visit, I said, this isn't working out for us because you're not listening to me. You're falling asleep when I'm talking. Like, you know, and it gives me a bad taste in my mouth about counselors. You know, are you just nothing but a paycheck to them? And I went there for help because I am dealing with my own depression. So,
yeah.
And I commend you for seeking help, whether or not this was the right counselor for you. It sounds like it is definitely not, but you know, yeah, just to go and to seek that help is difficult, and I commend you for that.
Thank you.
I hope that we can find something better. I'm sorry.
I wish I could find somebody that acted like they cared, really. You know, and, maybe somebody who's dealt with other people going through this. I don't know. This is a small town. I don't know what's available here. But I mean, what do you do? Yeah. Advertise it, hey, mother of a monster seeks help. You know.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sorry you went through that. I the only thing I can say is sometimes in the mental health field.
Well, we got to remember, you know, somebody said, how is this about her? She lost her child too.
Yeah.
Right. She, you know, she didn't think her kid was a monster, and then he did what he did. She lost her kid too. So I can see that she probably thought he was a good guy, and she's just found out that her son is not a good guy at all. You know, so I can understand where she may need some counseling to get past this, to realize.
Well, she's lost her kid, but her kid's not dead. So it's like, you've got to just accept the fact that he's gone forever.
Yeah, he's gone forever.
But he's alive.
But he's alive. He's in a better, you know, Maddie can never come back. Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not nobody can ever go visit Maddie. Her father can't go visit her. At least they can go visit Stephen Stearns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some therapists are a good fit and some aren't. So
Now I can drive over to your house.
Yeah. All right.
But I thank you for listening to us.
I think we went too far, but we get the purpose that, they have, the father at least has accepted responsibility that their son is a monster. And you even heard the mother call him a monster.
Yeah.
I'm the mother of a monster. I need help. So they understand what their son is. At least they're doing that.
Yeah.
I
just feel bad.
Now, should they help defend them?
Comments.
Should they give them money for lawyers? Now that's where they got to talk to God. That's where they got to sit down with God and have a discussion about what they should do with their son and how they should move forward with the relationship with their son. Now that they know what he is, that's on them. That's their struggle.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I can't imagine.
My daughter's in the room now, and she better never kill nobody and put me in the situation that these people right here are in,
Yeah.
So, but, raising people with the right values and morals and try to lead them in the right path. Really, all you can do is hope they go the right direction. And Tiff's always been going towards the right direction. Yeah. But so don't never take a curve left, Tiff. If you're still watching, don't murder nobody. Don't put your father in this place, right? I know. I'm just, but I'm sure they thought the same thing.
They did. He's 38 years old.
Yeah, he's 30. He's a grown man. He makes his own decisions. You can't control him.
They were there watching him do that kind of thing. Like they didn't know anything about that. They kept saying he kept locking himself in his room, so they didn't even really know the extent of his internet usage. They just know that he locked himself in his room. So it's like, I can't imagine getting that type of shock, not only knowing, he wasn't this great kid that you thought he was.
Well,
it's just horrific.
He will never see the light of day again. And I hate, bad as they feel, I hope he gets the DP.
I do too.
Right? That's what, I know they don't want to hear that because that is their child, but I hope he gets the DP.
I don't think they should be looking at
I'm an eye for an eye
videos.
person. Yeah. And I would tell this to any parent of a missing kid or a murdered victim or anybody, stay the hell off the internet, people. When the family comes onto line, it turns into a circus, just like Summer Wells, Sebastian Rogers. It turns into a damn circus to where people actually got to be like, okay, I got to back up away from this. I don't want no parts in this. Because if you do, then you're just another clown in the circus. Okay. I took my red nose off. I suggest a lot of you people stop milking the kid's name and take your red nose off too. Dolly loves you. You guys be good. My questions for you tonight is P. Diddy. What do you think about the list, the alleged list? Let me say this one time before we go. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories mixed with a little bit of comedy. So don't take nothing as fact. Granny. All the people we talked about tonight is legit what is being said on the internet. And it's just opinions and things like that. So everybody is innocent to proven guilty, right? Even if they went to P. Diddy's party, that don't mean they did anything wrong. All right. The caller's opinions tonight were theirs and theirs alone. And don't try to be Dolly at home. Dolly loves you. So P. Diddy, my question is this. What do you think about the people that have been named, right? What do you think about those people? And can we trust the CIA if they're doing things like that in Mexico? Okay. Also, what do you think about what Stephen Stern's parents said? Do you hold things like this against the parents? That is my question. Or are they victims too? Let me know in the comment box down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. You want to say bye, PJ?
Bye, PJ.
Bye, PJ.